Alright, Playboys, we back. We got some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and we are back again on this website, altema.jp. So, the other day, I did a video breakdown of their tier list, which was very funny. They had some very out-of-whack places on a lot of units here, particularly this unit down here. What the hell is she even doing on a tier list anymore in 2023, right? But apparently it turns out people were telling me that whatever they give the initial ranking to a character when they release is what they just stick with and they never change it. So, for example, here on the Halloween banner, they gave the Halloween Chimera a 95 out of 100. So, no matter how much time passes, how much power creep is added to the game, they are not going to go back and change the initial 95 out of 100 rating for this Chimera. Even if she just falls completely behind and she's not good anymore, they're not going to care. So that does explain quite a few things, like why, for example, Edelgard is in here, and a lot of really weird stuff, like things that were amazing on release, but maybe not so great right now. What would be another example of that? I guess the Ascended Leggjarn, she was really awesome on release, actually, but right now, not so much. Lysithea as well. Lysithea is literally the reason why Deflect Magic had to be super meta and like Hardy Bearing and Aegis, because prior to that, we weren't really running Hardy Bearing on or Hardy Fighter on any armored units besides Ascended Fiorm. But this Lysithea hit so hard at the time she came out that the only way to really survive her was to run Hardy Fighter with Aegis and then Deflect Magic as well. So I can kind of understand now. That puts a little more perspective onto how they were doing this tier list. But if we scroll down a little bit further, we come to a more pruned and more up-to-date actual tier list, which seems to have more thought put into it, and they were like very conscious about which units they selected for this. So it's a top 5 units of each weapon type tier list. So we have top 5 swords, lances, axes, beast weapons. We have the red tomes, blue tomes, green tomes, colorless tomes, dragon weapons. Then we got bows, daggers, and staffs, and a final section here for dancers. So we're just going to go ahead and review their top 5 placements for each weapon type, and I'll give you guys my opinions on that. So we're going to start things off with the sword units here. So their top 5 sword units, we have Summer Edelgard, we have the Brave Robin, we have Tea Time Ira, we got Summer Fiorm, and then we have Legendary Alincia. Yeah, this is much better than what we looked at yesterday. I don't really have any complaints with any of these. You could easily talk me into believing all these guys are top 5 sword unit. Now, if I was the one making the tier list, would this also be my top 5? Probably not. I mean, who's getting replaced here? Okay, so Legendary Alincia would definitely be in mine. So would Ira and Robin. I think Edelgard and Fiorm are probably the two that I would be the most suspect about. But then who's replacing them? That's the question. Like, what else is there? Okay, so for God Swords, there's Fallen Female Byleth. There's Lucia, who's also really good. They're both God Swords similar to Fiorm, but Fiorm does have a couple of advantages over those other two. Like her Ice Mirror, her boosted up Ice Mirror on this ult is also available for melee combat, which is cool. So you just get non-pierceable DR there. And then she has the craziest speed check where she does a debuff on the enemy's attack and speed. What is it, by like 20% of her own speed? It's really tough to beat her on a speed check. So she is a God Sword to end all God Swords. Man, I really can't think. Like, Summer Female Shez is really nice too. Would I have her in over any of these guys though? I don't know about that, man. I think this is pretty good. Yeah, like Edelgard and Fiorm are the only two I might swap out, and I don't even think I would swap them out either, to be honest. Like, I think this is fine. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at lances now. So we have the Brave Crom, pretty good. We got Brave Dimitri. We have Halloween Chimera. Okay, it might be a little early to have her in top 5 lances, but okay. Alright, then we have Alfred. What the hell? Alfred, you say? And then Flame Tribe Lyn. No, okay, so Alfred literally made this over freaking Winter Cordelia. Are you sure about that? Yeah, okay, maybe this is not quite as good as I thought it was. Hold on, let's pull up lances. I want to just see, like, who else could we run in here besides, like, the obvious Cordelia? Okay, Arion is definitely better than Alfred. I don't care if he's a GHB. He's just better. Brave Hector's probably still better. Even though Hector has aged a little, he's still better. This duo Ephraim's probably better than Alfred, too. Yeah, okay, is not better than Alfred. Oh, man. It depends on how much you value Pathfinder, but she is pretty good. Chloe and Kildori are probably better than Alfred. This rearmed Ingrid, I don't know what the deal is with all these Japanese tier lists we've looked at, but they seem to really not like Ingrid at all. All of them have had this Arcane Ingrid really low on their tier lists, which I don't understand. But yeah, the obvious one would be Winter Cordelia to replace here. And then the other 4, I think, are actually solid. Maybe Tamara. It's a little early to say about Tamara, but she is quite strong. There's also the Summer Male Shez, who's really good. There's a bunch of, like, refined GHB units that can make for nice frontliners, like Cormag and Har. With their refines, they get true DR based on defense, and then you can set them up with, like, Guidance 4 and Hardy Bearing 4 and things like that. Or, I mean, Guard Bearing 4, rather. So they could pull off the frontline role pretty well. But yeah, I think Cordelia would be the one thing that I would put in there. And then the rest, to be honest, is actually kind of fine. Like, Tamara is still a God Lance at the end of the day with the crazy unpulse effect that she does. Flame Tribe Lyn, I'm not the biggest fan of, but she is pretty solid. Especially when Might of Myriads is on rotation. You can give her DC and all stats of 6. Alright, let's move on to the axes now. So we have Bunny Carla. We have the brand new Halloween Anna. We have Brave Edelgard. We've got Baby Hector, and then we've got Ephraim there. Honestly, that's a pretty solid 5-sum of axes. Let's just quickly pull up axes. Let me make sure I'm not missing anyone important. Yeah, of course, we would see a lot of armored units for here, because a lot of the units they release for axes just happen to be armors. But I'm just going to quickly skim. Okay, Alm is pretty good. This duo Alm, he has a nice duo skill. I don't know if I would have him in the top 5, though. Who would we replace, though? Let's think about that. Who would be replaceable here? Maybe Brave Edelgard? Yeah, Brave Edelgard might be the one that I would think to replace first. And then who would... Okay, Jarrek's really nice. That's debatable, though, if you'd prefer Jarrek's support over Brave Edelgard for... like the 3 mobility, the warping, and all the stuff she does. Linus is a nice God Axe, Fallen Linus. Yeah, I'm not sure, though. Okay, there's also Dagger. Maybe not that Dagger. The other Daggers are pretty good. The Wind Tribe Dagger and the also Duo Dagger, of course. Oh, and then... yeah, silly me. How could I forget about her? Yeah, why is she not on here? Yeah, get Brave Edelgard out of here. Let's put Katria in there. And then I think that's actually fine, though. Baby Hector, I'm not the biggest fan of armored units, you guys know, but I will admit Baby Hector is pretty good. That's probably the only change I would make, though, is just toss in Katria in here. I'm surprised these guys don't realize how good Katria and Cordelia are. It seems pretty obvious to most people. Alright, for beast weapons, we've got Fomortis, we have Emblem, we've got King Freyr, we have Nerthuz, and then we have this bitch again. Why is she always in here? Oh my god, they really love Fallen Edelgard. I was thinking things would look a lot better, seeing as how this is not like a day 1 impression of her. But no, they still have her as a top 5 beast unit. To be fair, I guess there's not that many beast units even to consider. Who would be a good beast unit? Okay, obviously, she's getting replaced, Fallen Edelgard. We could put in Freya after her remix. We could put in Aether in here. Who else is a beast unit? Let's see here. Yeah, Kanegus is pretty good. Base Asker is really good. Both of the Ashes, but particularly the New Year one is just better. Yeah, I think that's about it, actually. Aether, Freya, and then Base Asker, and then New Year Ash. Those would be the only ones. Because there's not really too many beasts to work with, but those are already pretty good. I would probably kick out Fomortis as well. I would put in Aether, and I would put in Base Asker, I would say. And then Freya would be very close to making it in as well. So, yeah, those would be my picks for beast units. I think Nerthuz is just slightly better than Freya. She's just more consistent with the Gale Force, but Freya can be a bigger stat ball. It like comes down to preference with those two. And then Nerthuz, I guess, has a better color. She's blue. Oh, let's go and move on to red tomes here. Let's see here. So they have the summer, or Caden Lindy. We have Ninja Camilla. We've got Legendary Veronica. We have Caden Nino, and we have Duo Lif. Really? Duo Lif as a top 5 red unit in 2023. Top 5 red tome. That is not happening. All right, hold on. Let's see here. Magic, right? Let's see. Oh, by the way, I might as well. We should just like keep an updated list. I'll do like my top 5, what I think. I think their top 5 sword units is fine. We'll just have like Summer Edelgard. We'll have Brave Robin. We'll have T. Ira. Summer Fiorm. And then also Legendary Alencia. That's fine by me. Alright, then for Lances, the only addition I wanted was basically Winter Cordelia. Which, obviously, no one's going to argue Alfred being better than her. Alright, Brave Crom. We have Brave Dimitri. We got Tamara. And then we have also Flame Lynn. Then for Axes, we've got Bunny Carla. I tossed in, who was it? Katria over Edelgard. So, yeah, we'll do that. Bride Katria. Then we got the Duo Anna from Halloween. Then we got the Baby Hector, and then we have Summer Ephraim. Okay, yeah, that seems fine. I don't have really any issues with that. And then for Beast units, so I tossed in Aether, and I tossed in also Base Asker, right? So I guess we'll just call him Mythic Asker. Then we got Emblem, we got Freya, or Freyr, and then we have also Nerthuz. Yeah, that seems fine for Beasts. Alright, so if you guys wanted to see, like, my fixes here, this would be my running top 5s for every weapon type. Let's keep that on screen so people can see it. So then, red tomes. Obviously, Lindy, I don't think deserves to be a top 5 red tome, but we'll take a look at the list and see. If anyone in here, I would slide in. Oh, we didn't go to red tomes. We went to tomes only. Alright, let's see here. What do we got? Anybody of value? Alright, Brave Lysithea is pretty good. Certainly she's better than Duo Lif. That's for sure. Yeah, Brave Lysithea probably makes it in. There's actually not too many red tomes. Now that I think about it, there's not too many, like, recent ones, actually. Maybe Caden Lindy can stay in here after all. Just considering the lack of good options. Legendary Lilina's pretty nice, too. Would I have her over Lindy, though? I don't know, because I feel like Lindy would probably be the first one to replace after Duo Lif. I don't know if I'm having Lilina over Duo Lindy. That's probably about it, honestly. Maybe Dorothea, but they have a separate tier for dancers on their own, so maybe we'll save any dancers for that when we look at that section. Yeah, actually, pretty good. Besides Duo Lif, I think these 5 can stay, and then we would run Brave Lysithea over the Duo Lif there. So, Caden Lindy. We got Ninja Camilla. Then we got Legendary Veronica. We have Caden Nino, and then we have also Brave Lysithea. Alright, so that would be like my top 5 red tomes at the moment. Alright, let's go on to blue tomes. Now, blue tomes are a little more interesting, because of course we've got Gulveig, we got Tea Time Sigurd, we've got the Duo Thor, and we got Bride Lilina, and we got Legendary Deirdre. This is a pretty solid list too, honestly. Like, these 5 blue tomes are all quite good. Is there anything missing? Anything in particular? A blue tome? Let's see here. Off top, Baby Mark. Like, Baby Mark should actually totally be on there. But is there anybody else besides him? Yeah, Duo Mark for sure. Duo Alphonse, is he better than any of these? Would I have Duo Alphonse over Deirdre? Huh. Is his duo skill better than her having Miracle? That's a tough one. That's actually a tough one. I might give it to Deirdre barely. Yeah, but otherwise, I think that's about it. It's just, since we're not counting dancers, I would have brought up Plumeria, but she's not she's going to be in the dancer category, so we'll save that for then. Yeah, there's actually not that many. Okay, so really it's just the only one that I would bring up is Baby Mark. And who do we cut for Baby Mark? Is it Lilina or is it Deirdre? Because these three are bona fide. Oh, man. All right, let's get Gulvig. All right, we get Gulvig, not Gulvane. T-Sigurd. We got Duothor. And Deirdre or Lilina, who are we cutting for Baby Mark? I mean, we'll definitely put Baby Mark on the list. Man, I think I might give it to Deirdre. Which is, it's so close, too. But, like, just Miracle is so powerful, man. Just being able to live. Like, you can play her phase effectively with Deirdre. She's able to run all of the good infantry skills, like Special Spiral 4. She can run Flare. She can run Time's Pulse. Whereas Lilina, unfortunately, being locked only to Cav skills, is not able to dip into the bag as deep as Deirdre and get some good stuff. So I'll give it to Deirdre here. Alright, so then we have Green Tomes up next. So let's take a look here. Okay, so Brave Sorin, no complaints. We have also Satyr. We got Legendary Robin. We have Hater. So Satyr and Hater. And then we got the Ninja Camilla, or Ninja Corin there. Pretty solid. No one here is, like, super bad. I'm not the biggest fan of Hater. Although that's mostly talking about AR. Actually, in Summoner Duels, she's kind of okay. Like, I did run her a little bit in Summoner Duels just to test her out. And a lot of times when I'm playing Summoner Duels, I'll just whiff a duo skill to waste an action so that I can, like, get the jump on the enemy. So I'm not wasting one of my unit's actions, and then I'll have one action left that they can't match if I can get there. So just being able to pop Gold Serpent and then still being able to move is pretty good with her. And then it's also doing something too. It's not like a whiff duo skill. It's debuffing foes and inflicting guard on them and giving you buffs. So she's actually got some pretty good uses in Summoner Duels. I'm not the biggest fan of her in AR though. So let's see here. For Green Tomes, is there anyone we want to add? Maybe Ascended Set is pretty nice. Is he better than any of these 5 though? Probably not. Actually, he might not be. Maybe Ninja Camilla. Ninja Camilla is probably the weakest of the 5 here. Depending on how much you want to value Satyr ending people's turns. But yeah, I think Ascended... Oh god, Citrine is really good. Yeah, okay, so I would probably cut Ninja Camilla. I'm going to keep Brave Sorin, obviously. I can't type. Forgive me, guys. We'll keep Legendary Robin. I think we're going to keep Hater, honestly. Like, even though I'm not the biggest fan of her, I will admit that she's got some good tools in the shed. And then maybe Satyr and Camille or Corin will go ahead and swap out. So Citrine would be one of the ones that are definitely in contention here. There's also Legendary Celica, who's really good. Let's run through the whole list. I'm thinking... Oh, God. Gatekeeper, too. Oh, my God, man. Yeah, they didn't... Do we put Gatekeeper in here, too? Like, Jesus. Green Tomes are actually pretty stacked. There's a lot of Green Tomes. Yeah, so we got Gatekeeper on the table. We got Ascended Set. We have Bunny Sonia, who's also really good, too. Yeah, because Bunny Sonia is able to do the -2 pulsing to freaking Awakening, which has no shortage of good units. Echoes, too, but Echoes is not quite as thick on the roster as Awakening is. Man, that's rough. Somebody is going to get left in the dust here, and I'm not sure who it's going to be. Yeah, so we got Bunny Sonia on the running. We have also Ascended Set, and then we have Gatekeeper right now. So those 3. Wow, that's rough. Who's getting cut? We got 1 spot open, and we got 3 brilliant units to choose from. I might give it to Gatekeeper, honestly. Like, you can run past to get through. I was going to say run past to bypass. But I didn't want to say pass more than once there. So you can run past to get through his Warp Bubble. but not every unit actually wants to run pass, so it's still pretty restricting, and it still can really mess with the enemies. Then he's still giving the all stats of 5 support, and he gives the heal support now, and then he can still run Kanto control. He's got a good enough res stat where he can run Def Res Ploy 3 if you want him to. So Gatekeeper's got some options. More so than like Ascended Set is cool, but he's just a nuking unit at the end of the day. All of these infantry ones can nuke, like Hater, Robin, and Soren could all nuke if they wanted to. They could run basically the same build as Sed and just spam AoEs if they wanted to. So I guess Sed is probably not going to be in here. And then the other one was who? I already can't remember. Okay, so Sed, we had Sed, Gatekeeper, and one more. Who was the other one? I think it was Bunny Sonia, right? Yeah, yeah, I would say this is probably my top 5 then. Alright, shoutouts to Bunny Sonia and Sed, though, for making me think twice there. Alright, so let's move on to colorless tomes here. Let's see here. So they got Brave... Wow, Brave Byleth again? Okay. Then we got Duo Asker. We got Harmonic Lysithea again. We got Duo Ymir, and then we have Legendary Guinevere. No Tea-Time Ira, or Tea-Time Lysithea. That's probably the biggest no-brainer, I would have to say, for colorless tomes. Arvel's really nice, too. Bramimon's really nice. Goto's pretty good. Oh, my God. Brave Marianne after the remix is insane. Yeah, we're putting her on here. I'm not even going to question that. Yeah, so we'll get Duo Asker also. Duo Asker, and we'll get Duo Ymir. This keyboard sucks. I gotta get a new keyboard. Yeah, I'm blaming that instead of me being unable to type. Yeah, so Guinevere and Lysithea are getting the boot for T Lysithea, obviously. And then one more. We need one more. So we got Arvel as an option. We have Bramimon. We got Goto. Is there anyone else worth mentioning? It's actually a very lackluster list, yeah. So it's probably one of those 3. Do I like Goto? I might give it to Bramimon, actually. Ooh, that's rough, though. Arvel's really good, and Goto's really good, too, man. That's pretty rough. I'll give it to Bramimon, I think. Yeah, I'll give it to Bramimon. I feel like he just does more. On the player phase, he's just more threatening. Arvel's really nice. Like, he can be as threatening as Bramimon, but he doesn't have the built-in cooldown cut, or built-in DR cut that Bramimon has. And then Bramimon also has built-in feud, which is really nice against the miracle threats. So yeah, I would just probably give it to Bramimon at the end of the day. But there's not too many colorless tomes, honestly. Alright, now dragons. Let's see here. So they got Legendary Alir. That should go without saying. Then we also have Brave Corrin, who I'm not going to argue with, just because there's not too many other dragons that I would imagine I would have on here. They have also Harmonic Tiki, which I think is fine. Then we have the Brave Tiki. That is not fine. And then we have Arcane Grima. These two I would probably have as the closest things we're going to change. Let's take a look at dragons and let's see what we're going to do here. Alright, any dragons we need to add? Okay, Ascended Idun is okay. Anankos is pretty solid. Doom is pretty solid. We're trying to find something that's a little bit more than just solid, though. Nagi's pretty solid. This Fallen Lilith is nice with the support. Medius is pretty good. You could argue he's like a must-run for defense if you're running armored units, but you don't necessarily have to run armored units. Alright, Myrrh has Warp Bubble, but I wouldn't take that as enough like incentive to use her. And then we got Base Ymir, who's also pretty solid. Yeah, dragons, there's not really too many dragons unless we're counting dancers, and then we could get like Fallen Ninian and Legendary Ninian in there. Yeah, I think Anankos and Duma are probably the two that stood out the most. Certainly one of them is getting in over this Brave Tiki. She's not going to make it. Now, Anankos and Duma versus Rearmed Robin. Are they better than her? I think Duma is. We'll have Halloween Duma on here. And then Anankos versus Robin. Who's better between them? Let me just refresh my mind on this guy's weapon. What does Anankos do again? Let's see here. All right, -1. All stats of 5. All stats -X on the foe. For each of the current bonus on foe stats ×2. So basically he flips their bonuses into penalties. He gets 20% true damage based on speed. He gets 7 true points of DR on the enemy's first attack, which includes brave attacks, which is nice. Yeah, that's pretty solid. And then he was fast, right? If I'm not mistaken, yeah, he's got a lot of speed. He's faster than Arcane Grima. He's basically just Arcane Grima, but blue. And blue is a little better if you're going to be a near saver, because, of course, that gives him color advantage against the God Swords, as opposed to having color neutrality there. Yeah, I would probably give it to Anankos, I guess. Let's go ahead and toss Anankos in there. So that would be top 5 dragons for me. All right, and we're coming into the home stretch now. So we got bows up next. They did all colors of bows in one. So Duo Chrom, we got Hinoka. We have Duo Legjarn, we got Shamir, and then we have also Alcris. That's a really solid bow pool right there. I actually have no complaints with any of them. We'll just quickly take a look at bows, though, to see if there's anyone that I might want to mention. Let's see. Duo Marth is pretty nice as a far saver. Legendary Chrom is actually really good. Ooh, is he getting in over any of these, though? That's rough. I think Duo Legjarn would probably be the closest one that we're dropping here, but I still think she's pretty valuable. Legendary Chrom or Duo Legjarn, that's tough. Let's keep going, though. Let's see if there's anybody else we need to mention here. Okay, Duo Dagger for the Pathfinder. Legendary Alm's a really nice player phaser. There's a lot of good bow units, honestly. There's also Rearm Tana. Ooh, this is rough. There's also Bunny Bernie, who can do the chip damage thing, so you can set up other units with her, like the chip damage that she does. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's rough. There's a lot of good bows. There are a lot of good bows, and someone's not going to make it. So, what do we do here? Okay, so I'm definitely having Hinoka. We're going to get Legendary Hinoka. We're going to also get Duo Shamir, and we're going to get Alcris. Okay, so who would be the other two? We just looked at a bunch of good ones, man. Legendary Chrom was in contention. I think there's arguments to be made that he could make it on here. Duo Dagger. I think I'm going to have Duo Dagger, honestly. Like, before we even look at anybody else. Just for the Pathfinder support is just too good. And then we also had Rearm Tana and Bunny Bernie. Ooh, that's tough. Do we just give it to Duo Chrom? I feel like we kind of have to give it to Chrom here. So, Legendary Chrom is probably just better in combat overall, but then this guy's got the pulse support, and then he's got the duo skill. That's a little more than Legendary Chrom's pay grade allows him to match. And the same for, like, Legendary Alm. He's just a nuking unit, but so is Chrom. So, I mean, pick whichever one you like better. Chrom with the support is a little better, I would say. And then Bernie, who can do the very unique chip damage thing, where you can set up Wings of Mercy and Desperation and Vantage and stuff. But overall, I think Chrom is just the full package. He can do, like, support roles. He can do player phase roles. He can kind of enemy phase a little if you want to make him a stat ball with grand strategy. So I would say this is probably my top 5 bow units. And then finally we'll have, or not finally, but we'll take a look at daggers now. So we have, okay, both of these two. We have Kakedo and Nina. That makes sense. We got Legendary Shez. We got Wind Tribe Claude. And then we have the Legendary Yuri. Yeah, that's a pretty solid 5-some there. I don't have any complaints with any of them. Let's take a look. Let's see if there's any daggers worth mentioning, though. Okay, so the base Yuri, yeah, but, like, Legendary Yuri is just him, but better. It's kind of different from Kakedo and Nina, where they're literally just the same unit. whereas Legendary Yuri is just an upgrade to regular. Okay, this Tana here, the Flame Tribe Tana, is really nice. She might have a case for being on this list. Oh, this will be an interesting unit with a remix. The Harmonic Mia and Lucina. Yeah, they get, what do they get? Like 75% DR when they player phase? That's nuts. Yeah, so I'm thinking, really, it's Flame Tribe Tana is the only one I might add in here. Is there anyone I would cut for her? Probably not. I think this is solid enough. Yeah, they actually, they got it on the first try. So Duo Kagero. We got Duo Nina. We got also Legendary Shez. Then we got Wind Tribe Claude. And then we got Legendary Yuri. Yeah, that's a pretty solid 5 dagger unit. Alright, now we have staffs. We're getting close to the end, guys. Bear with me. Okay, so Fallen Maria. We got the new Kitty Flame. We got Duo Elise. We got Elamine. No, get her out of here. And then we got Ascended Alincia. Alright, we got to find a replacement for Homegirl ASAP here. Alright, I would probably take Cornelia over Elamine at this point, to tell you the truth. It might end up being Cornelia. We don't have too many noteworthy staff units, which is kind of sad, but yeah, that's just how it is. Hilda was kind of good on release, but at this point, she's aged a bit. I would still have her over Elamine, though, but let's keep going. Yeah, Brave Camilla's okay. Yeah, wow, staff units are a lot more devoid of anything that I remember. Okay, so what did we say? Cornelia is an option here. There's also Duo Hilda, and then also there was one more that I brought up. I already can't remember. Yeah, but who's it going to be? Cornelia? Is it going to be Hilda, or is it going to be the person I mentioned that I can't remember? I think it was Brave Camilla. Yeah, is it Duo Hilda? It might just be Duo Hilda. Yeah, I think I like Duo Hilda more than Cornelia. Let me just double check what she does again. She does, I'm pretty sure she does Flash and then something else. Yeah, if her res is better than the foe's res that are adjacent, they take attack and res -6 and then Flash. Then she's got Dominance built in. She gives herself attack and res up 6. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, man, that's pretty good. That's probably better than Hilda at this point. Yeah, okay, so we'll go ahead and get Fallen Maria. We'll get Kitty Flame. We'll get Duo Elise. We will grab Cornelia. And then Ascended Alincia. Yeah, that looks pretty solid to me for staffs. And then to wrap us up here, we got the dancers. Let's go ahead and knock this out. So we got Legendary Ninian. We have Hatari Azura. We got Duo Peony. We got the Rearm Plumeria. And then we have the Bunny Triandra. This is a pretty solid list, actually. Like, the top 4, I don't think I have any complaints with. Hold on, let's see. Do they have a way we can sort by dancers? I'm not sure if these guys have a dancer sort list. Oh, they do. Oh my god, I love this website so much. The Gamepedia Fire Emblem Heroes wiki just kills it. They got every single category you could look for. Alright, so here we go. These are the dancers. Anyone worth mention? Okay, Fallen Ninian's really nice. I don't know if I would have her over these guys, though. Eldigan is nice with the Guidance 4 support. Laram as well. These two can both be pivots if you want them to. Alright, we just got Sadal. He can pull off a nuking roll, but really what we're going to be looking for out of these dancers is the perf effects, because that's what's going to allow them to age better. Okay, so here's one that I might throw in there. We have Duo Dorothea, Harmonic Dorothea. And then I think Legendary Azura is the other one that I might have in there. Yeah, so Duo Dorothea and Legendary Azura. I would have both of them probably over this Triandra. The other 4, though, I think is fine. So who are we getting in here? Is it going to be Azura, or is it going to be the Duo Dorothea? Alright, let's get Legendary Ninian. Let's get Hatari Azura. We'll get Duo Peony. We'll get the Arcane Plumeria. And then, oh, this is rough. Azura or Dorothea? Ooh. It's going to come down to if you value the +1 movement from the dance more than you value the duo skill for FE4 and 3 houses. And obviously, the rosters are so stacked for FE4. FE4 doesn't have as much variety, but the units that they have that are good are, like, really good. So we're talking T. Sigurd, T. Ira, Brave Seliph, etc. Yeah, I might barely give it to Dorothea, actually. And then she still has the support where she does Omni Chill at the start of the turn, which can come in handy. It's not, like, something to sleep on, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I might give it to Dorothea. I should call her... What was she again? Plegian Dorothea? Yeah, that would... This is my off-the-cuff, like, top 5 for every weapon type. We'll go over it one more time just to, like, drive it home. But honestly, they did a pretty good job here. There was 1 or 2 really sus things. Like, they didn't have Cordelia or Catria in here whatsoever. Instead, they had Alfred in there, which is pretty questionable. But for the most part, I didn't think there were any, like, super egregious choices. So, yeah, they actually did a pretty good job. Shoutouts to altema.jp for that one. Now, top 5 sword units, we got Summer Edelgard, Brave Robin, T. Ira, Summer Fiorm, and Legendary Alincia. That was my opinion. Lances, we got Cordelia, we got Brave Crom, Brave Dimitri, Timera, and Flame Lyn. Axes, we got Bunny Carla, we got Bride Catria, Duo Anna, Baby Hector, and Summer Ephraim. For the beast units, we got Aether, Mythic Asker, we got regular, or, yeah, just regular Embla, I guess, Mythic Embla. We got King Freyr, and then we got Nerthuz. For the red tomes, we got Caden Lindy, we got Ninja Camilla, Legendary Veronica, Caden Nino, and Brave Lysithea. Then for the blue tomes, we got Brave Gulveig, we got T. Sigurd, Duo Thor, Baby Mark, and Legendary Deirdre. And then for green tomes, it's Brave Sorin, Legendary Robin, Hater, Citrine, and Gatekeeper. Colorless tomes is Brave Marianne, Duo Asker, Duo Ymir, T. Lysithea, and Bramimond. For our dragon units, we have Legendary Alir, Brave Corin, Harmonic Tiki, Halloween Duma, and Anankos. For our bow units, we've got Legendary Hinoka, Duo Shamir, Alchrist, Duo Dagger, and Duo Crom. And then for the daggers, we got Duo Kagero, Duo Nina, Legendary Shez, Windclawed, Legendary Yuri. For staff units, we've got Fallen Maria, Kitty Flame, Duo Elise, Cornelia, and Ascended Alincia. And finally, for dancers, we got Legendary Ninian, Hatari Azura, Duo Peony, Arcane Plumeria, and Plegian Dorothea. So that's going to wrap us up for the top 5 units of each weapon type. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. And this is your boy Tacho signing out, so take care, fellas, and I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.